Hi, welcome to my political show Elmo Kavindu Political Times. Elmo Kavindu Political Times. Before start the show, I want to hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Now today on the show, it's the anniversary of the 9/11, the attacks of 9/11 in the United States, which not only changed the United States, it changed the world, how we perceived national security, and of course the way we connected with human beings. It's a change of how we perceived the world. Now before starting the video, I want to hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Now let's get started. On the day of 9/11 in 2001, two planes crashed into the World Trade Center of New York City and caused many deaths, and many did not able to escape from the tower. Even first responders passed away. There are so many stories in the tragedy that acquired. So many people sharing their individual stories of things that happened, how their loved ones said their last goodbyes and their last words before the potential crash of the building. Moments like that. It was not only a moment where Americans died, it was also a moment of heroship. Also a plane, also the Pentagon also was attacked by Al Qaeda in 2001 as well. It was an attack against the United States, proving that even the world's most powerful country in the world can be attacked if someone is willing to. That's the reality. No country was safe unless you take care of terrorism and issues like that. And that clearly showed that fact. It was also one of the moments where our politicians forgot about party lines. They united as one to stand against terrorism, to take down the people who are responsible for the death of the American lives. Also, I must mention that there was another plane that was supposed to crash into New York. However, that particular plane did not, into Washington, that particular plane did not crash because of the passengers who were bravely fought against the hijackers and tried to take control. Even though they could not take control, they make sure that the plane would have not hit its potential target. More lives were saved. More lives were saved. And I have to, this is my tribute for the people in that flight who prevented another attack, that horrific day in the history of the United States and the horrific day of the world. That's my moment, a moment of silence of 9 seconds. Now, of course, from that silence, today it was the anniversary of 9/11. So many former presidents, including President Barack Obama, President George W. Bush, and even current President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and even the former First Ladies were there. Excluding one person, Donald Trump. He was not in the 9/11 because he's one man who said people cheered when 9/11 happened. Donald Trump, no one cheered when 9/11 happened. No one did cheer. Except you, I would presume, Donald, except you. So this was a bit of an ironic moment for Joe Biden. Right now, Joe Biden has withdrawn troops from Afghanistan, where they did their first counter-terrorism mission after 9/11 to take down Al Qaeda. Now, this will be a major discussion as years goes on. Why did we go to war in Afghanistan? Did we win the war as we expected, or was it a complete failure? Where did it go wrong? But before that, that's a topic for a different day. The question is, everyone want to ask, will an attack like the 9/11 ever happens again? The answer is no. The United States are now in a far better position to detect situations like that. Airports are now far more secure. The TSA will not let people go with knives and things like that anymore. And the reality is the United States are always prepared for a moment like that if it ever acquires. That's reality. Attack like 9/11 will not happen again. And that's why I believe that this is a big instrumental moment for the Biden administration to reconsider their Middle Eastern policy and how they deal with global terrorism. It's good that they end the war after 20 years. But if you go back in the square one situation, after 20 years of war, the Taliban is back in power in Afghanistan once again. Think about that. It's back to square one. And the question is, will terrorism grow in Afghanistan once again? The answer is absolutely yes. But will they attack the United States? The answer is no. So what the United States need to do right now is to take down the terrorists, take down what it matters, take them down, must continue operations. And of course the Biden administration have been pretty clear that they will definitely do that. But the question is, how will they do that? Now I must admit 9/11 is a very interesting moment in moments, because this not only affected the United States. The entire NATO agreed that if the United States were attacked, then all of NATO would support the United States on any action they would take. And that's how the invasion of Afghanistan happened. That's the reality. Of course, that's the reality. Okay, I'm sorry for the slight distraction. Now, of course, moving on from the situation, let's talk about the moments where politicians came together. The reality is, attack like 9/11 will not happen again. That is guaranteed, and that's a fact. But the reality is that the United States are ever so prepared. Today, in CNN, of course, they talked about how the world feel that the United States had become since 9/11, how they would potentially feel. They believe the United States is more selfish. I would dare and say no. The United States have not been selfish at all. They will lead the world as they are supposed to lead. However, they will care more about their personal interests, considering that they have been at war in the Middle East for more than 20 years and they are still fighting wars in the Middle East. And as a result, you can't expect them to be war-friendly at this point. And the Biden administration's refreshing approach is necessary for them to reassess what they have to do in the Middle East. That's a reality check. That's a fact. That's a proven fact at this point. So that's a fact. Now, if you think about this, end of the day, President George W. Bush gave a speech, a wonderful speech really, about 9/11, how our lives were changed. He also said that terrorism, in foreign terrorism and domestic terrorism, is actually the same in terms of the impact. They both have a simple agenda: derailing existing institutions. And that's a very interesting point, and I do agree with former President Bush on that, because domestic terrorism, like what happened, attacks on the Capitol, things like that on the 6th, things like that, it kind of proves that the United States have a new challenge. It's not something like 9/11. It's, can they get their citizens together at this point? National unity. And if they can get national unity, this anniversary of the 9/11 can be better. We can get through this better. Right now, the United States is not together. You have white supremacy who are doing racist things at the moment. Hate crimes are climbing. Crime rates are climbing. It's not the fault of the administration. It's the fault of the previous administration. Former President Trump did not even care to come to the 9/11 anniversary. Why would he care? He's a man who said, once more I will repeat, he said, people celebrated when 9/11 happened. So a man like him has obviously no care for the lost victims, or the fathers who lost their sons, the mothers who lost their sons, and the children who lost their fathers and their mothers. Of course, Donald Trump don't care. That's the fact. So on this note, I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for joining me on this show.